Hello, Toyota fans. Here we are back again for another Toyota Tuesday. I am Brian from Sixth Gear Garage, and I have with me over here Clinton from Dirt Garage.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So, this is our fourth episode now, and
Yes.
we just talk Toyotas for a while. We take questions from the viewers and kind of just talk about whatever's new in our lives. You may have heard there was an incident at Dirt Garage.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a small fire, but it could have been a lot worse than it
It
was.
could have. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the truck received a good amount of damage from the fire, but it's not a total loss. So we'll get into that today, and then we're going to talk about just some things that Clinton has been doing to his garage and some ideas just to make it safer that we can all learn from.
Yes, sir.
So, first of all, I know this is nothing new for you, Clinton, up there in Canada,
Uh-huh.
but the United States has been like blasted by snowstorms. I know all the way down to like Houston. I've got family in Texas who have no power, and they're just like, it's everybody's freaking out down there. So, if you guys got your Yotos out in the snow for the first time, or if you get them out there all the time, it doesn't matter. At the very first comment, I put my email, garage@sixthgearadvertising.com. You want to send me some pictures of your Yotas playing in the snow? Later in the show, we will get those up on the screen, and we'll kind of see some of your guys' rides and see what kind of snow you got.
Perfect. Should I
Let's-
send you a photo? Just kidding.
Or if you don't have snow, if you just have a fire retardant covering your vehicle, you can send me that picture, Clint.
Oh man. Yeah.
I just saw it on Instagram. Clint, if you want to type your Instagram handle in the comments, you guys want to follow him. He's got a new picture of the truck covered in the fire retardant from the. Is that from the fire extinguisher or from the actual fire department?
It's all from the fire department. You can't really see where my fire extinguishers were. It was more of a white powder, but
Okay.
the fire department's put out like yellowy kind of powder, which is what you see absolutely everywhere.
Okay.
Dirt underscore garage.
Oh, my mic is
Yeah.
extremely quiet. Here, let me get that closer. Thanks for letting me know,
Yeah,
guys.
your levels seem to be going up and down, up and down. You're quiet for a second, and then you're really loud. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, after the truck fire, the extinguisher dust was everywhere in the shop. Like there was a good layer of it, absolutely everywhere. That was a fun cleanup process.
Now, does that stuff does it have an odor to it of any kind?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it
does it?
stinks.
Is it bad?
Yeah, it was bad. The garage smelled terrible, but yeah, somebody said your mic is extremely quiet.
Let me know if it's better now. I just got it a little bit closer to my mouth.
Yeah, it's
All right.
better for me, so I'd assume it's better for them too.
Good deal, good deal.
Yeah, and my truck is still covered in it. The inside of my truck is still covered in it. But the truck finally got put in the garage today to start the rebuild process. So I'll start cleaning up all that. I need to pick up another shop vac because last week before the fire, my shop vac died. So
And you're having a rough luck there.
yeah, pretty rough run there, but it's looking up. We're gonna rebuild. It'll be back better than normal.
That's good. Well, if bad things happen in threes, you got one more coming. So hopefully that one's
Oh
not
no.
anything.
But yeah.
So the stuff that they put the fire out with, when that just sits and dries, is it like a foam, or is it a wipe off, or?
It seems to be like just kind of like flour you'd use in baking. That's what it kind of
Okay.
the texture and consistency of it feels like now that it's all dried up, and it kind of wipes away pretty easily. So I don't know what exactly it is that's in the firefighters extinguishers, but I mean it clearly did the job.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Bronco Solid. Oh, are you the garage fire guy?
I mean, my garage didn't light on fire, but my truck did inside the garage.
You have reached internet fame.
Yeah, apparently.
Not the way you wanted to, but you're there.
Not really the way I wanted to get known for having my truck light on fire. But, oh well.
Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity when it comes to YouTube, I guess.
Now,
As long as it's not like me personally doing something terrible.
right, right. I was wondering. I saw a couple of small clips of you here and there, kind of talking with the garage in the background. I know, obviously, your mind is racing and you're in somewhat of a panic. But at any point, did you get video of them extinguishing the fire? Where you're like, "Hey guys, you care if I, or are you just trying to be like?"
There was way too much smoke for me to even be anywhere near my garage.
Okay.
My garage is tiny, and it was super tiny then before the renovations. And there was already 4 or 5 firemen inside my garage. And like when you're in my shop, or at least how it was before, there was walls on either side. And when you're walking, trying to walk around the truck, you were like sideways, like this, shimmying around it. Like there is no room in there whatsoever. There wasn't room in there. There is now. So yeah, I felt bad for the firefighters alone, trying to deal with my crap. And then not only that, I was in the middle of a project, so there's parts littered literally everywhere on either side of the truck that they're in there tripping over, and yeah, so it's what it is.
Not to mention they're like wearing all their gear and their coats and all
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of new scratches on the side of my truck from the firemen, but obviously I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. I'm glad they managed to get the fire out and stop it before it had a chance to spread to the structure. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because your garage, there's no drywall or anything inside. It's just bare wood, right?
there's a couple walls that have a little bit of drywall from whatever. I don't know. I took a lot of the drywall that wasn't there out because it was all trashed. Yeah, there was before I bought the house, the person that was the tenant that was living there had their marijuana growing operation in the shop.
Oh,
So like in the background of some of my videos, you can see a lot of like graffiti on one of the walls. It's all like hippy dippy, and like that's not mine. Somebody else has the big peace sign and the other hippie graffiti in there, but which is now more visible now that I took out the center wall.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'll make it my own eventually.
That's good. Yeah, yeah. It takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, it takes time.
Because you never made like a video just showing us around your garage. It's always like you see bits and pieces in the background, and it's usually not lit.
Yeah. The garage is pretty. There's a reason for that. It's pretty embarrassing. The situation I was working in, the structurally, like there was a couple of really sketchy things in the shop, holding the shop up, that I wasn't very proud of. But once again, I didn't do it. That's just how I bought the shop, and I just didn't get to the point of renovating the shop yet. I got it renovated enough so that I can work on my truck during the winter. Like all summer, I was just working on my truck in the driveway still. But yeah. And speaking of lighting, I strung up a bunch of lights today.
Oh, nice.
It'll be a little bit better lit. It's just a bunch of string lights that they use for construction, so it still plugs into an extension cord, but still way better.
Because you had like one light, one or two lights in there.
I have my film lights, the lights I use for filming videos for like professionally. Just
your work lights.
I set them up to work in there. Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I bought some cheap LED like work shop lights, and I use those as my filming lights.
Yeah. See, I'm using $300 panels that have like I can adjust the color temperature on them and their brightness and stuff. They're really nice lights, but they're just not shop lights. And I wrecked one of the stands by running them over with my truck too. So at some point, yeah.
That's how it is in a dirt garage, though. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing too. The guys over on Flex Friday, they thought dirt garage meant you actually had a dirt floor in your garage.
That's been a running joke because somebody, one of the guys from Epic Adventure Outfitters, commented or told Sean, like the story till now, that I didn't realize that he called his channel Dirt Garage because the floor of his garage is dirt. And Sean brought that up to me, and I was like, "It's not. it's a paved slab. Or, like, I'm not working in dirt." But since 2016, till like 2020, I was working in my driveway. That's why I called it like Dirt Garage. And dirt kind of just goes with being an off-road channel too, and garage meaning I work on vehicles.
Yeah.
Like, just a very easy way to tell what the channel's about, having dirt and garage. At least that's what I thought when I made the channel in 16. And I mean, I love the name.
Right. Yeah, it sticks. It covers your genre perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'm going to jump us onto some comments here before we get too far behind.
Okay.
Let's see. Bronco Solid. I am in northern Ohio, up near Sandusky, up on the lake. Clinton is up in
British Columbia.
British Columbia, yeah. So he's
Canadian.
He's used to what we were seeing right now. This is like nothing to him.
Yeah, we were talking about that a bit before the show too. On shoveling snow. But yeah.
Let's see. The fast lane. Looking for a review of fixing a rear diff seal.
Like an axle seal, or the seal that holds or that gets sandwiched in the third?
Yeah, let us know. Because the axle seal, I know I've got one. I don't know if you've done that on your channel or not.
I've never done. I barely do how-tos.
That's right.
So I don't have anything. Axle seal? Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't have a video on it, but that's extremely easy job to do.
It's pretty simple. The only thing you gotta kind of pay attention on is retorquing that the nut, just to make sure you don't mess up the preload. And
we're talking. Sorry, are we talking rear axle or front axle? For some reason I was assuming drum rear, because then it's just the 4 bolts holding the.
My bad. He's talking about.
That's what I assumed. For some reason.
I was thinking oil seal on the diff, not axle seal.
Yeah.
So let us know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, there's a bunch of seals in the diffs.
Bronco Solid. For the live stream, I'm running, I've got Clinton on Skype, and I'm running this through OBS, and it's on a Mac. And if you're doing it on Mac, there are some extra steps and hacks you have to do, as we found out from the first episode, which was never aired because it was full of errors and sound problems.
It aired.
It aired, that's true. It aired, and then I deleted it shortly after.
And then it got deleted from Toyota Tuesday history.
It was a crash and burn episode. Surprised anybody came back.
And then the second episode, didn't I have audio and you didn't for a bit there too?
Yeah, we worked that out live. Yeah. So, no, OBS is good. It's free. Let's see here. Tom Jones, welcome back. We got a regular here.
Yeah, I see a few regulars that are.
Yeah, good seeing about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Jones, and I thought I had it bad waiting on parts. I guess you're referring to Clinton's flywheel.
Yeah, see, I was waiting for parts for like a month and a half there.
Yeah, I think that's about a record.
And then they showed up, and now I'll be waiting for parts again. Yeah. I'm going to be making a hefty Rock Auto cart pretty quick here.
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
I just ordered a new carpet for my truck. So, because the old carpet, it survived the fire, but it was in the truck, but it was pulled back, like into the back seats. So it's currently covered in extinguisher chemicals, and it's going to hold the smell of the smoke and fire forever. So I figured it was easiest just to replace the carpet, because I think if anything, that is what's going to hold the smell in it the longest.
Yeah.
Is carpet.
I'd imagine so. Plus, I mean, for what? I mean, what's carpet cost? Like $150 for a new carpet?
It was 250 Canadian.
Oh, yeah, Canadian. Yeah.
Shipped and stuff, yeah. But still, it's not a bad deal.
No.
My carpet wasn't amazing anyways. It was full of coffee stains and whatever it was still a factory carpet from 89. Most guys seem to just pull the carpet out and just like rock guard their floor and call it good. I kind of want the carpet there for sound deadening a little bit at least. because I've ridden in rigs where guys pulled the carpet and it's just so much louder in the cab. That carpet actually does a lot more than you'd think.
Yeah.
And Toyota does have some sound deadening on the floor too. I had to break a bunch of it away when I rebuilt my shifter tunnel or my trans tunnel there for my shifters. And I'm probably going to buy some more to lay down too underneath the carpet just to help a little bit more.
Yeah, you're talking about just like the black, like tar stuff.
It's like a hard. It's probably tar. Yeah, you get rid of it by literally smacking it with a hammer, and it breaks into a million pieces.
So you can do that in about any time in the winter up there. I know I had a Honda I was stripping out, and I had to wait till it was 0 degrees. And one night I went out there and hit it with a hammer. But yeah, it shatters. Caden T back again. What's up?
This is never the cat that hangs out with me during live streams. This is Ava.
How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, so do we. Military tires. Clinton, you got an opinion on military tires?
Never run them. They sound not road legal.
Maybe up there, I don't know. Around here, I guess you can get away with it.
Are they DOT approved? That's really what it comes down to.
I don't know. I know they're really, really heavy.
Yeah.
Which, a Toyota may not like that.
Yeah.
If you're talking about 37 by 12 and a half military tires, those are going to be pretty heavy for a Toyota to turn.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
I feel like I've read people complaining about, like, they're just not as reliable for
okay, Kat,
this
is enough.
But I guess it depends how cheap are they, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, after looking into it, at first I was kind of like, oh yeah, military tires, they must be tough.
It sounds cool. It'll look cool.
Yeah, it'll look cool. But I guess they're cheap for a reason.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd just be concerned about the road legal. It's part of those, but
yeah, I don't know if there's is picky out about that down here. I mean, because you can buy retreads that you can put on your car down here, and of course they will.
Are retreads legal?
They shouldn't be because they will fail.
Yeah, that doesn't sound safe. But
no, I mean, big semis use them, but you can also get them from companies that put them on like passenger trucks as well, which isn't a good idea for on road.
Semi-truck tires are designed to be able to be retreaded, I think, where I don't know if there's many passenger car tires that are designed with the thought of retreading them.
Yeah, I don't ever see it on cars. Let's see here.
Oh, my wife commented, such a cute kitty. Is that what that Snapchat you sent me was, Sam?
Now she is.
Yeah, it was.
Your wife is your camera crew, right? In a lot of your videos.
When we're wheeling, she is.
Okay,
yeah.
That's awesome.
When we're wheeling, she's out there jumping ahead, getting footage, filming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. I couldn't film wheeling without her.
Right.
In the shop, I'm more of a one-man band. It's cold, and she doesn't really want to hang out there with me. So, yeah, exactly. It makes sense. I wouldn't really want to be hanging around if I wasn't wrenching either.
Right.
Eventually, I'll make the shop a little bit more comfortable for her to hang out in there too if she wanted to. But
okay, the fast lane. He was talking about the axle seal on the rear axle. So let me get back to the original question here. Fixing a rear axle seal. Yes, I do. I can look that up for you here and get that in the comments for you here in a little bit. Trying to multitask. It's not going well.
Yes.
I'll get that when Clinton's telling a story. Stay tuned.
Ooh, a story.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Jeff asks, what's your favorite Toyota pickup color combo? He's got an 86 tan. He's going to be repainting it in the spring, but he's having a hard time deciding on a color.
Now, are we talking factory Toyota pickup colors or just in general, what color would we want to paint it? Because that would definitely change my answer. If you wanted like a factory Toyota color, I really like the old Toyota or what the blue that Toyota colored them in like the 90s. If you can find one that still has a nice clear coat. Once the clear coat's faded, they look like trash. But when they're nice, they look great. As far as the newer paint coats, once again, I really like the blue. I think they call it Calvary blue on the newer ones, or the Voodoo blue. Looks freaking awesome. I also I painted my truck the cement gray. The 1H5 is the paint code, and it's the same gray that they use on the newer Tacomas too. So
I like that. That looks good.
yeah, I didn't clear coat my truck though, so it doesn't pop and shine like the newer ones do, or the newer ones, or the newer trucks do with the factory paint. And reason being, is it's so much easier to touch up paint that isn't clear coated. Like for example, my fiberglass fenders, they bend, but paint does not bend. So when they crease in and pop back, they chip paint with it normally, and I just grab another can of paint, touch it up, done.
I was listening to your story, and I totally forgot to go get the link for the fast lane until the very end. I was really into your story.
All right, Clinton, what's your
hang
progress on your buddy's build? He said he was almost done. Oh man, which buddy? What build? I've got a lot of buddies with a lot of builds.
I like the.
Oh, you talking to first gen Skylar's TDI? He used to have the 94. I think that might be it. I think I talked about that on the show last time. Oh, another fun fact. My phone was in my truck when it lit on fire. The firefighters actually gave this to me after, and it was just soaked in fire extinguisher chemicals and stuff. The screen is very cracked. The lenses on my cameras are very cracked, but the phone still works. So that's one less thing I need to buy. I'll deal with a cracked phone.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not one to run out and buy the latest iPhone. I've got an iPhone 6S. What do you have?
This is an S10, so it's somewhat new,
Okay.
but not crazy new.
Yeah.
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras on the thing, which is ridiculous. I use maybe 2 of them.
Oh yeah, back to Jeff E. I like that factory tan color. It's more like a almond color. It's the one I'm thinking of, and that's always been one of my favorite colors, just because it's like a desert sand color sort of.
Like the older tan color, like you're talking.
I don't know. He called it tan.
80s truck.
Yeah,
tan.
the 80s.
More of a brownie tan, or are you talking like the quicksand tan that's on the newer stuff? That's also a great color.
See, the original ones are more like I'd call it more of like an almond color, like a real light tan.
Yeah, they are.
I've always been a fan of that, though.
Yeah, Toyota has amazing color choices, like pretty much through all years.
Yeah,
Even now, they seem like in their new trucks, they seem to come out with this crazy color that nobody's done before, and then every other manufacturer seems to follow suit, releasing colors that are very similar. For example, the quicksand and the cement gray that they brought out in like 2016 or 2017 in the TRD Pro trucks. And then all of a sudden, every other manufacturer that you see F-150s with a very similar color, Jeeps with a very similar color, like following suit years after the fact. So I think whoever's in charge of colors at Toyota does a good job.
Yes. Let's see here. Tips on timing/tuning a 22 RE after doing a head gasket. Common problems to look at. I would say head over to YouTube and go to LCE's channel, LCE Engineering, and they've got some videos, really good videos on how to do pretty much anything to a 22 RE.
I've never actually looked up their channel.
Yeah, they got a really good channel, a lot of how-to stuff.
Oh, cool.
And if they don't have anything about timing it, I'm sure there's a lot of guys that do have videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Clinton or I do not. Well, Clinton, because it's just a measly 4-cylinder. Only 6 cylinders or more on his channel.
Actually, my buddy Corey, in his truck, he just bought a 2 TR bell housing, which is a later model 4-cylinder, but it's the same bolt pattern as the RZs, but it mates to an R150. So he's actually doing a turbo 3RZ swap in his next build.
Oh, that's awesome.
ditching the 3-liter, going to a 4-cylinder that he's turboing. So
Wow.
that'll be a fun project too.
Yeah.
It's a measly 4-cylinder, but it's going to make more power than the V6. And honestly, those 3RZs right out of the box make the same power as a 3-liter anyways. Just because it's a newer, more efficient motor.
Yeah. Just without, any of the issues. I know.
Yeah.
You hear stuff. I know you don't experience a lot of the head gasket issues, but you hear about that. We get into that every episode. Let's just skip over that this time.
Somebody asked if we've ever watched Pathmaker's videos, and I have. He's actually on Vancouver Island, I'm pretty sure, so somewhat local to me. That's the Wheeling YouTube channel, if you haven't heard of it.
I have not. I'll have to check it out. With 35s clear stock ride height.
Yes. I'm pretty sure we've
on
talked about this before, too.
I feel like we did. I feel like we ended up saying you'd be better off with 2 inches of lift, but you could do it with 35s. Just expect some rubbing under full articulation and turning. Let's see.
And there's nothing wrong with rubbing on like a trail rig.
That's true. Yeah. I got to consider, like, all mine have been road with some trail, whereas Clinton's are built for trail with some road.
Yeah, the road is to get to the trail.
Yeah. Let's see. We're almost getting caught up here. Looking to change that stock 22R carburetor from the stock Asen carb to a Weber 3236 carb. But the last California carb legal Weber was made for the 84 pickups. I can't really speak too much about California because, as far as I know, like, just, there's smog Nazis out there, and you don't even want to try to modify your vehicle. I'm not even sure how they are on the older stuff, being that your vehicle is, almost 35 years old now, 34 years old. But yeah, that's something you'd have to check with. I know they're very strict, though.
Yeah, you'd think they'd cut you a break on the older vehicles for stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know, like around here, the cutoff is 25 years, and then you can be exempt from emissions.
Yeah.
Well, then again, we don't. Things are rusted away after 15 years in Ohio, so they probably figure, oh yeah, it's only 25.
Well, if it's 25 years old, it's probably well maintained anyways if somebody's trying to keep it on the road.
Yeah, that's true.
With the rust issues.
So, sorry, Miller. I don't know what to tell you about the carbs for the California pickups. Just make sure you get that carb sticker with it if you're going to have to pass the emissions. I guess if you don't have that, you're kind of screwed.
Well, somebody's upset about all the snow.
Clinton's like, welcome to my life.
Yeah. He wants us to keep it all in Canada, it looks like.
I'm still catching up.
Why can't you keep all the white stuff up north? Snowed in Arkansas, and got more coming. It's cold as heck.
Yeah, we're getting another blast Thursday here in Ohio, probably maybe a day earlier for some of you guys.
Man, you guys got all our snow. We're getting like nothing.
Yeah.
This is great. There's maybe an inch or two left in my yard.
That's it?
It's a lot in the mountains, but yeah, there's nothing in town anymore. It's been a really mild winter.
Yeah, I took the Land Cruiser out today. I had to go into town, and actually I went in to buy, my wife needed some eggs, and I bought this 6-pack of Tall Boys for tonight. But
Perfect.
I found a road that hadn't been plowed yet, and it was just fun just blasting through it in my on my 80. And it's amazing.
That's
that
awesome.
It's not even triple locked, and it's so good in the snow. I can imagine if it had triple lockers. It's gotta be. That'd be a fun rig if it had triple lockers.
Yeah, triple lock, air down to like 3 psi, just cruise in snow.
Yeah. So that was my snow wheeling. That's about the most snow wheeling I've done, I think.
That's awesome. I love snow wheeling. I miss snow wheeling. I miss wheeling. Period.
Yeah, I bet.
It's kind of. I was really looking forward to getting back out on the trails like this month.
Yeah. Now,
Whatever. It's a minor inconvenience. I'll be back for the spring.
I was gonna say, how late in the year do you have snow up there?
It depends. Like out in the mountains, we'll have snow right through even until late August.
Okay.
Like in my video, which one was it? What's it called? I don't remember. There's a video when we go up a bunch of mountains and stuff. It was with Sean from the Story Tunnel and KC250, but even then we were crossing like avalanche paths and stuff like that where there was so much snow. Oh, and there was a trail that we couldn't get up because we got to a point where there was a 12-foot wall of snow on the road and we just couldn't pass it. And that was August, late August. So it depends where. If you're up in the mountains, there's snow forever, blocking trails for a while. But most trails are accessible June,
Okay.
mid-June.
The fast lane. I did find a frame. The guy's in Virginia though, so it was like an 8-hour drive. So, I was like, I asked him if he had a bed or a solid axle to make it kind of worth the trip. But 8 hours each way for a frame is it's a bit of a haul. He said maybe at some point he can meet me halfway. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep looking for something a little bit closer and probably not find it.
Yeah, I'll likely be traveling like almost 10 hours to pick up a new motor for my truck.
Ouch.
Yeah.
No. Where do you go?
Found a 1UZ with like only 130,000 kilometers on it for like $500.
Nice.
So yeah, exactly. Super low KM. I'll do the quick conversion. 130,000 km to miles.
That's probably about
80,000 miles.
Yeah. I only know that because that's what my 80 series had on it.
Oh, there you go.
85,000 miles or 137,000 kilometers.
Yeah, so it might be worth the trip to go pick that up for a super low kilometer motor.
Yeah, for that price especially.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of guys had snow. The Tonka restoration. Yeah, I was on the fence about posting that because it's not Toyota, and I knew it wouldn't get a lot of views, but I figured it's just kind of like restoring a regular vehicle, just smaller. Kind of, strip down rusty steel and prime it and repaint it.
It's interesting.
Those things are actually worth a lot of money, like restored. I got that
Oh, really?
for $20. But if you want a nice one, like on eBay, they'll get $100 or more sometimes.
Seems like a lot of work for $100.
Yeah, it was. And looking back to it, I was like, I spent hours in this thing, like blasting it and sanding it and painting it. I was like,
Yeah.
I should have just bought a nice one. Because now when he smashes, my son's playing with it and he smashes it into his metal dump truck, I cringe. I'm like, don't scratch it.
That's funny.
Let's see. 22RE with no thermostat in it. Truck passes a block and compression test with the thermostat in. Once the coolant starts coming to temp, I have coolant overflowing from the radiator cap. That's an interesting one.
That's what my truck was doing when I had a clogged rad.
Okay.
Would start when it got up to temp, it would start blowing out the radiator cap. And found a few weak points in my rad and started blowing through pinholes and stuff. But
Well, he says he's asking, could he have a head gasket leak that only is showing at temperature? You could, but usually, whenever I've had a head gasket leak, it will cause the overflow tank, the reservoir, to overflow, not through the radiator cap itself. So I'd say your best bet is to do a compression test and check on those cylinders. Maybe if you do have a leak, you'll see it there.
for sure.
But also, if you've got the original radiator, it wouldn't hurt to replace that and see if that helps.
Sometimes rad caps fail too. But
Oh, wait, correction. Not from the radiator cap, from the radiator top with a leak-proof funnel on, burping coolant. Yeah, I'm not sure what that setup is, but yeah, anytime you think you've got a head gasket failure happening or starting, a cylinder compression test will clear that up for sure. Good peace of mind.
Yeah. And worst case, 22 REs go for like a couple $100 too
Yeah,
to
that's true.
put another one back in.
Yeah.
Well, 22 REs, it's not even worth. Well, they're not that hard to work on either. At least 3 liters, it's not even worth doing the head gasket job on them. You're better off to just find a decent one and slap it in there.
Yeah.
It takes just as long, if not, it's quicker to replace the motor.
That's true, because you don't have to mess
And
with the chain and
time,
the gear.
yeah. Especially on a V6 where, yeah, you're dealing with two different heads.
Yeah. Red GT Wolf traveled to Ohio for a set of doors. That must have been like the last nice set of doors in the state, because there's not many left. I actually have a set in my attic that I'm hanging on to. I'm not letting them go. Let's see, where are we at? I'm in Ohio. I'm in northern Ohio, and Clinton's in BC, Canada. And let's see. Oh, good. Zeke got the 4Runner topper for a standard cab, and he says it fits well, so that's good.
So someone, or Theron, sorry if that's not how you say your name. We have a used Toyota shop here in Kamloops called Altoy. Bet he has some 4.7s in good shape and tons of stuff to sell. So I'm not looking for a 4.7 specifically anymore. I don't want a 2UZ. If I got one for the right deal, I would. But I'm more or less looking at a 1UZ instead. The only reason I went 2UZ in the first place is because I got that motor essentially free. I traded it for some parts off of a parts vehicle that I got for free. So that's the only reason I went for that. The 1UZ is better because it only weighs like 390 pounds, which is way less than even like my old V6 was. And it makes about the same power as the 2UZ. So it makes a little bit more sense for me to look for a 1UZ if I'm stuck buying another motor.
Now, a lot of those parts.
And yes, that is
the
the 4.0.
Clinton. A lot
Sorry,
of those
what?
parts can swap over, right?
Mhm.
You'll be able to reuse.
Yeah, it's the same engine series. The difference is the 2UZ is a cast iron block. The 1UZ is aluminum. So that's where all the weight savings come in. But the block is essentially identical other than that. But the engine mounts I built will bolt up. The bell housing I already bought and clutch and flywheel I already bought will all bolt up to it. So it's not any more work to put that in than another 2UZ. If anything, it'll be easier because that motor is from like 89 to 2000 or 2001, I think. So the wiring should be easier.
Okay, I think we're almost caught up. No, thanks for all the questions, though. I'm not complaining. This is pretty cool. This channel, the show is growing every week, so I'm glad we get to help you guys out when we can. Let's see, where do you get your Toyota merch, Clinton? It's a question we got from Movie Making 45.
Well, this specific hoodie I'm wearing now is BC Toyota, which is the four-wheel drive club in my province. Most of the Toyota swag I wear is straight from my local Toyota dealership, as we talked before in the show. My Toyota dealership is pretty awesome. They know me, and every once in a while they just throw merch at me because they've seen the YouTube channel. They like what I do. Other than that, I have my own merch that you might have seen me wear, like Dirt Garage merch. But yeah.
Now, you don't have the merch on your channel though. Just I think you have just stickers, right? You don't have any.
I have stickers, T-shirts, hoodies.
Oh, you do? Okay, cool. I thought I went there one time. Maybe I just didn't look.
I might have not been in stock. It doesn't show it when they're not in stock.
All right, that was probably it.
Yeah. Like right now, I don't think there's anything in stock. So I need to get on that, but that's just been low priority.
Yeah, you've got a few things going on right now.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the fire here.
Okay.
I'm curious. We kind of went through the whole thing. If you guys are just joining us, Um, you probably all know the story about what happened if you saw the video with the fuel injector and the fuel pump not shutting off and just basically just dumping fuel on the fire until you unhooked the battery and basically got out of the garage.
Yep.
And by that point, the fire department was on their way. And he has no damage to his garage, thankfully. Just the truck, which isn't
Just
even
the truck,
it's not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, exactly. Could have been way worse.
Could have been way worse. And what did the firemen say about basically because you had your carpet pulled back, you saved your cab?
Yeah, I saved the shop. Yeah,
Saved the
they
shop.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said normally like the biggest combustibles in an engine bay, or sorry, in a vehicle is the interior. Like the seats light up like super easy and they make big flames. Same with the carpet. And I had all of that removed from my truck. I had half the dash, like the bottom half of the dash pulled, and in the box of my truck, carpet was pulled back. The seats were out. One of the doors was completely off. The side where the fire was, the door was off, so there was no door panel there to catch either. Yeah, and so if I had an interior in my truck, the fire could have easily spread and took out the rest of the truck. It probably would not be salvageable like it is now. And being how tight of the truck is in the shop, it would have very easily spread to the structure of the shop and burnt it all down if I had my interior in there. So I was very lucky in that.
Now, you had a fire extinguisher in your garage, which
Yep.
in my mind, I think, oh yeah, I'm covered. But I guess with the amount of fuel, there was just no chance, and you grabbed your other one out of the house, right?
Yeah. I was cranking it for a solid minute, if not more, like overall, because when it was first start, I heard popping, I heard backfiring, I was getting really excited. I'm like, oh, it actually wants to live here. So I keep cranking, hoping that it comes to life, without knowing that I had a fuel injector pissing fuel and just soaking the engine this whole time that I'm holding, or that I'm cranking. And then, it finally started for 2 seconds and then engulfed in flames.
Yeah.
It went from a very victorious moment to like complete failure in a split second.
Like, what goes through your head? Do you just go into like
so much
panic mode,
like
or
there is
survival mode, or save the truck, save the garage, get out, or what?
I can't even explain what was in my head. There's so much going on, right? At first I was like, well, try to save the truck, try to save the motor, all the work I did, but at first it just wasn't happening. The flames were huge. They were like 4 or 5 feet sticking out of the engine bay. And I was like, you can't get this under control myself. My fire extinguisher did not physically work on it. There was so much fuel. And the problem is, I think that fuel injector was spraying fuel directly into the valley underneath the intake manifold where the starter is. And I couldn't get in there with the fire extinguisher, or at least didn't think to in the moment, so the fuel was still pooled in there and coming out the back of the engine. Yeah. But so I unloaded my fire extinguisher, went in the house, yelled at my wife, hi wife, if you're still here, to please call 911. I didn't say please call 911. I said call 911. I yelled at her, call 911. The truck's on fire. I grabbed the other fire extinguisher, went in the shop, unloaded it on the truck. Still nothing. There is fire on top of the engine bay. There is fire on my front axle because. So the reason my front axle was on fire is because when I pulled my 3.4, the power steering fluid from the power steering lines just leaked all over the front axle. And of course, at the time, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, whatever, I'll clean that. I'll take the truck through a car wash when it's done, get it all nice and clean again. But yeah, it was soaked in ATF because of that. And that ATF lit and burnt my front axle. Like my e-locker actuator is all toast. I wouldn't trust any of the seals, like the felt seals or the wiper seals. I wouldn't trust those anymore. Those got to get replaced. Yeah. Probably everything in the front axle I should just replace just for the peace of mind. My tie rods are burnt. The ones I had attached to the knuckles, they're definitely burnt. So I'm gonna replace all those.
Wow.
Yeah, and then so there's this fire everywhere, and my second fire extinguisher from the house is only yay big. It's only a little household one, so it didn't get me very far. And by that point, anyways, there was so much smoke, I couldn't stay in the shop anyways to even try fighting it the best I can. Luckily, I thought to grab the camera because that was inside the cab of the truck also. So that would have been another like $3,000 gone if I did think to grab that. But I grabbed it because, I mean, YouTube is kind of what I do for work now. I rely on the channel heavily for income at this point. And I need the camera to work. Whether, even without the truck, that was another thing. Like, man, if I lose the truck, I can't afford to fix it. And YouTube income isn't that great. Like, it'll take me forever to rebuild. And I can't make content without having new parts for the truck. And like, my mind was just racing that night. I didn't know what I was going to do, if I was going to be able to work, make content to rebuild. Yeah, there was a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, at least you got your camera. So you use a very nice camera for your videos. If I'm out
Yeah,
and I'm getting dirty,
I do.
I use my iPhone because it's sealed. And you
Yeah.
have like a nice
Yeah,
DSLR.
I have a DSLR. Well, DSL M. It's a mirrorless camera.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, but, yeah. And luckily, like, I've got the best friends in the world. They started a GoFundMe for me shortly after this. They're also YouTubers. The Story to Now, KC250. We did a charity live stream last night, and like in the live stream, we raised $4,000, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me, to help me fix or get my truck back on the road. People I don't even know donating hundreds of dollars, which, yeah, it's just amazing. It's weird to think about, really. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of video content lined up for the next few months, so
I do.
maybe, like the silver lining is that with all this exposure, I mean, you're like the fire guy now, so you've got all this awareness now. And people are going to come watch you rebuild this thing, and they've heard your story. So I mean,
Yeah,
this could be like,
it could easily be really good for my channel.
it could, man. This could be a blessing in disguise,
Not that it's something I want to be known for.
Yeah.
Like, not even a bit. But yeah, the video, like my build, or sorry, the build video, the fire video itself got 1,000 views within like the first hour of release, and I've never had a video ever do that. And it was at like 4,000 within 3 hours.
And that was just like purely organic. You didn't like
Yeah,
share
purely
that or
organic
anything.
views. Yeah,
It's-
it was crazy. Yeah, it was amazing.
People love fire videos.
YouTube is the strangest platform ever, and today it dropped off to like no views whatsoever.
That's weird.
Like yesterday it was hot. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Also, we talked about I Hate Mud, or forums versus Facebook groups before. So in my analytics, I noticed that I had a portion of external traffic coming from I Hate Mud. So I decided to try to look up what that's coming from. And yeah, there is a lot of negativity towards me and my channel on I Hate Mud.
Why? I don't understand.
Just a lot, like, just people saying that I'm doing, like, I looked it up, like, the video that was posted was when I did the valve cover gaskets in the 2UZ, and the title was, like, how to do valve cover gaskets wrong, and there's a bunch of people absolutely making fun of me for it, because I broke a bunch of bolts in it, and they were accusing me of not using a torque wrench, and, like, when I used a torque wrench, torqued everything spec. There was a bunch of people making fun of the fact that I didn't replace the starter when it was right there. And, like, I was saving money. The starter worked. It's not that hard to get at it, but people like Warriors and go, why wouldn't you just replace the starter?
Right. Plus,
And
like you said, people who may live in the South may have never experienced a broken bolt in their life.
yeah, but yeah, there was. I'll share that thread with you later.
Yeah.
But there's so much negativity on I Hate Mud towards this build. I couldn't
amazes
believe it. Yeah. But whatever. Is what it is. Honest, and I never really I've used I Hate Mud before. I've Googled stuff and found threads on how tos on I Hate Mud, so it's the only time I've really used it. I don't post my own videos there. I don't post my own videos on forums really at all. But yeah, I was curious because I saw the analytics show that external there was I think it was 4% of external traffic on the video came from I Hate Mud.
Um, I've got a question. I'm going to direct this to you, Clinton. Thoughts
Uh
on e-locker cable conversion?
oh. See, I've considered that. It costs about the same as getting another or another actuator, and you have to add a cable that goes from the locker up to your cab. It's work. It'll work. It'll be reliable. But to me, I just like hitting a switch and it's on. I don't really have thoughts either way. I love my e-locker. I love having just a button to press and it turns on and it turns off. I like seeing my gauge cluster. I don't know if my video to show the locker is on, even though that gauge cluster never had any sort of locker um, lights on it. I modified my rear anti-lock plate to say lock when the locker's on because my truck is a non-ABS model. So that wasn't being used anyways. But yeah, I don't know anyone personally that has used the cable conversion. Most people have just gone with using the e-locker. Although I do have a buddy that converted it to an air locker, and that system looks pretty sweet.
Um, Light Green is asking, can he use a 20R head on a 22R block? For 4600 class, I'm not sure what that is.
He's
4600.
talking King of Hammers. That's
Okay.
the stock class where you have to have a stock motor. So I
Gotcha.
doubt that would work.
Okay.
I don't think you could.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Effectively, I'm trying to think if that would increase your compression um, ratio. Would that? I'm trying to think what that would do. And I guess it depends on which 22R too. Is it an early one or is it a late one? But yeah, if you can't even use it in that class, then I guess there's no point in going down that road.
No.
I have never wrenched on a 20R, so I can't give you too much experience on that yet. There
Yeah.
may be a time this year where I get into that. We'll stay tuned for that possible purchase.
Possible purchase. Nice.
Once the weather gets warm, I've got my eye on one. But it's almost 10 o'clock already. I did
Yep.
get some emails.
Oh, cool.
Some of you guys playing in the snow, so we're gonna check those out. I'm gonna see if there's an easy way to do this where I can not lose Clinton here. All right, we're gonna go over to the other screen here. Make sure I don't screw this up. And okay, you guys see my blank screen. Good. Okay, this is from Dennis. I didn't get your username here, but this looks like he's got a nice first gen, and he is in Canada actually.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Alberta. Yeah. What's the next picture here? Front view. Oh, his had the original. Oh, I like that. I like that two-tone with the white and the blue with the yellow and orange stripes.
Yeah,
That's
that looks
nice.
really good.
Yeah. That's actually a really nice shape. I don't see any rust on
Like-
this angle.
Yeah, even the rockers look decent, but
Oh, I see a little bit above the rear fender there.
I was just gonna say that too.
But for a truck that old in Canada, that's nice. Let's see. I don't know what this attachment is.
Uh-oh.
HEIC. .HEIC. Someone send me. I don't know what this
Just
is.
opening up attachments you haven't previewed.
It's not showing up as an image. I'm on a Mac. It came from an iPhone, but I don't know what an HEIC is. Maybe my Mac is too old to open that. And what's this here? No snow here, but this is Hernandez. You're out here a lot. It's like he's got his second gen extra cab and his first gen 4Runner back to back.
Nice.
Both clean rigs.
That one's hard to see.
Yeah, that is. Couldn't make that any bigger.
The second gen looks clean though.
Yeah, it is. They both look really nice, actually. Can I make that bigger? Yeah, there we go. That's real nice.
Hmm. Oh, there you go. That's much bigger. Yeah, that looks stupid clean.
Yeah. You
Nicely done.
California people make me sick.
Uh,
Man, that's so nice. On a speck of rust. That's probably, is that the original paint? Let us know in the comments if that's the original paint. I like your wheel choice too.
yeah.
All right. Uh-oh. Clinton, are you there? I lost you.
I'm here, but I'm gone visibly on the stream, I think.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, perfect. I don't see me yet, but I believe you. There we go.
I was just thinking, like,
Bit of a delay.
I was just thinking, like, I haven't screwed anything up on this in a while.
Just screw up, I don't think.
Let's
Could
see.
let it slide.
Yeah. 20R has round ports, so it flows better. The blocks are same as 22R. All right. Is there?
Yeah,
a,
20R to 22R hybrids are a pretty common thing to do as well. I've seen it on a couple of friends' rigs.
Nice. Is there a budget high steer kit for an '84 Toyota straight axle?
I think
know.
Skies is the cheapest,
Okay.
but I wouldn't call it budget. They're all about the same price range.
I was gonna say there's a certain dollar amount that I would feel sketchy going under for a major component like steering.
Steering, yeah.
I'd want to stick with one of the major name brand manufacturers or something like that. There might be some cheap, real cheap Chinese stuff on eBay or Amazon.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go that route for an important part like that. Let's see. He's doing another. Jeff's going to do another block test tomorrow and a leak down tester. Good. You should be set. Hopefully it is just an old clogged radiator. I mean, if it's your original, radiator, there's a good chance it's just gummed up inside. I had the same thing happen on my 85. Back when I used to daily it, it was only 20 years old at that time. 20 years old at that time. And just clogged up from who knows what inside. Let's see, but he asks, wouldn't a bad radiator cause issues when cool too? I mean, it's always going to restrict some of your flow,
Mm-hmm.
but that coolant transfer from the block to the radiator isn't going to be as important when your engine's cool.
And it's cool, yeah, exactly.
Oh, HEIC are image files from the new iPhones. Maybe I should update my Mac to recognize that.
Yeah, it's an Apple product. Why the heck wouldn't that work just natively?
I don't know. Well, that's the thing is Apple.
Also, why don't they just use JPEGs like everyone else in the world?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with them.
is HEIC their RAW file? Because I read about they have a RAW file feature on the new phones.
Oh.
So maybe that's what that is. But no, see, Apple's like, they want you to use all their stuff and they want you to update when they tell you to.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you're instantly obsolete. Like I'm a few versions behind. I like it that way because I don't want to be like the guinea pig that figures out what crashes and what fails.
Yeah.
But
I find it absolutely hilarious that they refuse to go to like USB-C like everyone else, yet they have their lightning port or whatever it's called to USB-C that goes into the wall. So like they acknowledge USB-C's existence. They just gotta have you on their ecosystem.
Yes, yeah. And I will say, I'm an Apple guy. I'm not a PC guy at all. I can't navigate a PC hardly. But
I used to be. I made the switch probably 10 years ago now, but I'm glad I did when I did. That's they definitely get you trapped in an ecosystem which isn't better.
They do. Just like alone getting this OBS program to work on the Mac so we could have these.
Yeah.
There was this huge runaround with getting the sound to work, and I had to download this extra driver to trick my iMac, and
Yeah.
it's a hassle.
My sister has a Mac and she bought a game on Steam, which allowed her to, like, she has Steam on her computer. It allowed her to buy it on Steam, but then it wouldn't let her install it because she had a Mac. It's like, why did it even let me do this? But she didn't know any better. But
I'm talking trash about Macs, but behind me, I don't know if you guys can see that. That actually, you can see it back there in the corner,
the
maybe.
blurred background.
That is my first Mac. It's a 2002 G4 dual 1 gigahertz processor, and the thing still works. So I mean, I don't know of any 20-year-old, 18-year-old PCs that are still around and kicking.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if we still had our Windows 98, it would still be kicking.
That's true. That's true.
We just got rid of it and upgraded, like way back in the day.
Let's see here.
Why do you still have that?
My kids use it now.
Okay.
I used it every day until about, I think it was around 2011 or 12 when I had to do a video for a client, and it was 720p. And the thing was just crashing and burning. It couldn't handle HD video. But it still has like Photoshop, like I think like CS1 on it, so it still has some stuff for the kids to play with. Let's see. I just got way behind here in comments
questions
on our Mac rant. Let's see. Oh, Fastlane. Which one's from Japan? The pickup? If so, that's pretty awesome.
Wouldn't it be a Hilux?
Yeah. Let's see. 86 4Runner. Keep it IFS or solid axle swap it. It comes down to what are you going to use it for. If you're going to be abusing it and primarily being an off-road rig, why not solid axle swap it? If you're going to be driving on the street or even occasional, light to moderate off-roading, IFS is fine. I mean, unless Mr. Solid Axle Swap here has some advice.
No, you nailed it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
It's a waste of money to solid axle swap, but you're ruining your ride if you're not gonna, or for nothing if you're not gonna go wheeling. And like, even then, if it's light wheeling, like if you're not like tackling rocks or going to Moab or like really gonna plan on beating on the truck, it makes absolutely no sense to solid axle swap it. Those IFSs are strong. They only got weak in like 3rd gen 4Runners, 1st gen Tacomas with their ball joint issues. So, on your, what did you say? It was an 86?
Yeah, it's an 86 4Runner.
Yeah, that the IFS will be strong. That those torsion bar, as and not fun they are to work on, they're strong.
Yeah. Yeah, the simplicity of the solid axle is nice.
Yeah, that's the best part about the solid axle. Well, the articulation, but the working on them is so freaking easy. You can, I can strip down the entire solid axle and rebuild it in like less than an hour. It doesn't take very long at all.
Caden T asks, "What am I planning to do with the black single cab Toyota with the frame hanging by a thread?" It is literally hanging by the thread. And if you saw that last video where I did the cold start and drove it down the street, it's starting to creak and pop a little bit more. So I'm not sure how many more drives down to my neighbor's it has. I use it for running scrap to my neighbor's scrap pile pretty much down the road. And its days may be numbered. So we'll see if I find a frame. We're talking about the HEIC. Good to know. Thanks for filling me in on that, Jeff. Unfortunately, my iMac is very confused about the HEIC format. Let's see here. We got one more email with some winter pictures. This one's pretty cool. Doesn't say where he's located, but he's got a 1st gen 4Runner. Let me click over here. Got Clinton in the background. All right. It's a nice looking rig. Uh,
Oh yeah.
what are the specs on that? And where are you located? A little bit of snow. Nothing like we've got up here, but decent amount. Looks somewhere in the south, I'm guessing. We got another angle here. And what's that next to it? Is that a Sammy? I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Now I can see it.
Might be a Samurai.
Yeah, hard to tell what that is, but the 4Runner looks nice.
Yeah.
Solid axle swap.
Yep.
Is it 63s on the rear? Hard to tell.
Let's see. Catch it back up here. We're at 10 o'clock. We're about an hour in, so we're going to wrap this up in a second. We get the last few comments.
Out of the way.
Yep. Try and get everybody in here. What do you think about
Typical
a buggy
Toyota.
leaf or three-quarter elliptical leaf setup? Tell me all you know, please. I'm going to hand this one off to the more expert operator.
I was totally reading comments. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh.
I was looking at the guy, the 400 guys replying to us. Apparently, he's Canadian.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Paul, yeah. Right above Paul, we got James Ford looking at a buggy leaf or three-quarter elliptical leaf setup.
I don't know.
Yeah, no one I've known has ever had that, so I can't really speak from any
I have no
experience
idea.
there.
We generally just run the trail gear leafs.
Yeah. Yeah, that might
Chevy
be.
63. I've got old many moves in the rear of mine, but
That's pretty specific. You might even head over to Pirate 4x4. They're really hardcore custom fab guys over there. You might be able to just make sure you search before you ask. That's
Yeah.
my only advice there. Let's see. Oh, James Ford. It was up in the start of the thread here of the live chat. If you go up to the very first or second comment, it's garage at sixthgearadvertising.com. We'll get it up here before we close out. Ooh, dual cases. Nice, Paul. Nice.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah, SAS dual cases, etc., etc. Is it etc. mean dual or lockers? Probably.
Probably, yeah. And yeah, it is a Sammy. Yeah.
Generally, people go lockers before they put dual transfer cases in. At least that's how most of us have done it.
Yeah.
Dual cases tend to be the really expensive, like, purchase that you make once you really commit to wanting to be a wheeler. But you can get a long ways with just lockers and no duals.
That's exactly where I am. I've got no duals, but lockers. But after seeing Clinton's
Yeah,
video,
but you could easily put a 4.7 in your transfer case and get a long way too. You don't even need to go duals.
after seeing your video though with the duals, it's just like it's amazing. It's just
I don't even have a 4.7 in my rear duals. That's what I was. So I was planning on selling my dirt bike this spring specifically to buy a 4.7 gears for my rear transfer case to have even lower. Because right now I'm like 96-1 crawl ratio, which isn't crazy, but it's pretty good.
but just the ease. I mean, it's not even a challenge anymore.
No, it's so much fun to just like point the truck at a rock wall, put it in double low, and just let it do its own work. Not wearing out your clutch, not doing any excessive force on your drive line, just letting it do its thing. And like people think that it removes the fun from it. Like I've heard that argument before. You're not using the skinny pedal, whatever, but it's just as fun. It's its own way. Or it's a different kind of fun, but it's so much fun to just take pride in this rig that you built that's just crawling up this thing with ease without being rowdy.
Yeah, I can't imagine how much different that's got to be.
Yeah.
How popular is a two-wheel drive short bed with no rust? He's in Nevada. Well, if you're in Nevada, I think that's probably a regular sight out there, I'd imagine, since that's where all the rust-free beds are that I see that I can't find a way to get to. But
I never really see two-wheel drives, period. I don't think they're very common in Canada.
no, oh,
Even like brand new trucks, you go to the Toyota dealership, they never, ever, ever have two-wheel drive Tacomas or 4Runners or anything in stock, or Tundras. They don't bother bringing them there. They don't sell.
yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of the
But-
two-wheel drive beds for sale.
Yeah.
Often rusty, but I like that flare on the four-wheel drive.
Oh, yeah, those look really good. The flare.
Yeah.
I would imagine in Nevada you would probably see a lot more two-wheel drives too.
Oh yeah. Let's see here. We got 2 more. Oh, Paul's 4Runner has a 3/4 swap. Nice.
Nice,
Locker in the rear.
nice. Pretty similar setup to what mine used to be.
Yeah. Okay, we'll check out. We got a couple more emails here with some Yodas in it, and then we're gonna sign off here for tonight. We'll head on over to. Gotta find a better way to do this instead of clicking on and off. But
In the meantime, guys, sorry, I'll let you do your thing.
There we go. Okay, this is
When we leave this live streaming, I should check out my video explaining the fire and what exactly happened. If you haven't seen it already, I'll link that in the chat, so you get a little bit of context on what we've been talking about.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Check out his link. It'll give you fill in all the information you might have missed as we were kind of dodging around some of the details. Nice. Like this. So these are all your rigs. That's a nice collection.
Oh, this is the guy that was talking to me on Instagram.
Yeah, he's the one who
Saying-
sent us 2 pictures earlier, and now we've got a lot more. So
Yeah, okay, I know who this is.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't remember your name.
So many first gens, man. You never see any first gens.
Yeah, and he was saying, I think he was saying he was like 16 years old too and had all these.
Wow, man.
He's in Alberta.
I hope you have a YouTube channel, man. I'm going to check some of these out in greater detail. If not, man, this is what it would look like in Ohio. With the
Yeah, that looks like a typical like truggy conversion. Once they get so rotten out, you just commit to the rust and just wheel it.
yeah, just have fun with it. But even that frame, though. I see.
Well, it definitely looks repaired.
Yeah, there's a plate there. I see.
Yeah, the rear hangers or
Leaf spring mount looks kind of interesting, but
Definitely beefed up.
yeah,
Or patched up. Let's see here. He's got one more. There's the front end of it. Nice bumper. We got a winch on there. Yeah, that's a nice rig. Some tall skinnies. Boggers. All right, we got one more. This is a light green. It's been in the comments tonight. And this is his 2nd gen 4Runner. Nice and clean.
sweet.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that is so clean.
It is really clean. It's all original too. All original paint. Man,
That's unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a 2nd gen foreigner that clean. Like I say that all the time on this show, looking at some rigs, but like, holy cow!
I like how
You guys are lucky, wherever that is.
Yeah, where is this? This has got to be
Yeah.
somewhere out west, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But I like how he kept the front bumper and just trimmed it to fit the steel bumper under it.
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
looks really clean.
is that a Nevada plate?
You know what? Either Nevada or Arizona, one of the two.
Oh, Arizona. Yeah, right.
Good observation.
Sorry, I'm not American. I plead ignorant or something. I don't know. I'm wrong. Man, that looks so good. I like the graphic on it too.
Yeah. Yep, Nevada. Okay. All right, guys.
Nailed it.
Let's see, Clinton, you got your link in there yet?
I posted it.
Okay.
2Z swap. I don't think my links actually show as links. I think you have to post links.
Oh. All right. Let me.
Maybe if you make me a admin or moderator on this, I can post links. But
Let me go over there to. Let's see, Dirt Garage. I'll put it there for you guys. I want to make you guys do
Perfect.
any extra work. Yeah, this will be it though. Clinton, you got anything else? What's your first
no, I think
plan of
I'm
action
good.
here?
My first what? Sorry.
Your first plan of action on the rebuild. Besides,
The truck is currently in the shop. I put it in there literally minutes before we started this.
Power of imagination.
Yeah, it's time to just rip it apart. See what exactly the extent of the damage is.
okay, good tear down.
So-
That'll be a good video though. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, no, that should be a good video. I'm gonna try to do more detail on stuff or on this rebuild series too. Talk about more, or get into, or talk about more of each step along the way. Holy, I can't get out words right now. It's been a week for me, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it has been.
uh, but yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Tear down, vlog pretty much every step of the way. Really, yeah, it's probably going to make quite the series. There's going to be a lot more videos coming up on that. Probably more than there would have been with the original 2Z swap, because it was about done when it lit on fire.
Yeah, that sucks. It sucks, but it keeps it going. It keeps the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it keeps the ball rolling. As we mentioned, we had a fundraiser. I've got funds now to restore it, so
sounds good.
It'll be good. We're going to make it work. Yeah.
So
anyways, guys.
We'll see that tear down on Friday, maybe?
Yeah. Yep. Likely Friday.
Cool. I've got a Toyota video coming up on Thursday. It's the one from the door tear down that I did. The one that had sat in a barn for about 10 years. And I basically just cleaned up and restored the door panel. Showed how it can be done for cheap and easy. And that is all I got going on this week for Toyota stuff. I might start working on that dash restoration next, since it's still pretty cold in the garage. I'm doing this in my basement right now.
What do you mean?
And,
Can't be that cold in your garage.
It's weird because I drove in all the snow today in my Land Cruiser, which I meant to show a picture of, by the way. We'll get that in at the very end. And the snow doesn't melt after I parked in my garage. It just stays on it. So it's at least freezing in my garage right now.
Yeah, you got to shovel it off. Snow brush it. And then just deal with working in the cold.
Man, I'm not built for that.
Me neither.
I'm too
well,
old.
you bundle up. Your hands freeze, but you get over it.
Hey, here's my snow picture really quick here. There it is. I took out for a drive today. I stopped and snapped a few pictures of it. It was a decent snow. It's not much there, but we had a lot of big drifts. And Clinton's like, "What? That's a light dusting here in Canada. I hear you snickering over there." He's like, "Let me show you this," and it's gonna be like up to his doors.
I mean, not quite, but yeah, that was. You can't really see. Focus. It's up to my bumper.
Yeah, there you go. That's snow wheeling. Yeah, you guys know if you want to see any real snow wheeling videos, just head on over to the Dirt Garage. And
there's a few of them there.
There was one more shot.
Anyways.
I liked. A little bit deeper there, but yeah. This thing, it's fun in the snow, I'll give it that.
Yeah, I bet. There you go.
So that's it for tonight. No footprints. I actually I parked it and I got out because I'm on the passenger side because it's right-hand drive, so you can't see where I got out, and walked around through the tire tracks and made a big circle so I wouldn't have any footprints. Little photography trick there. Yeah, guys, we'll do the email thing again next time. We're out of time for pictures today, but we'll make this a regular thing. We'll feature some of you guys.
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good. Good topic of discussion, I guess.
Yeah. In fact, if you guys just want to email them to them anytime, garage
during the week, yeah,
I'll have them lined up and we'll click through them a little bit more seamlessly in the future. So it's garage@sixthgearadvertising.com. And
perfect.
Send them over. We'll get them lined up. We don't know next week if I'll be hosting or if we'll be. I just realized you're still gigantic on this.
Yeah,
on the screen here.
It's all good. I can likely make it work. I'm taking a step back from the working on the truck and gonna take my time with it from now on. From now on, as in I'm not tired of working on the truck, but I'm tired of working at the pace I've been doing.
Yeah.
So I got to take a step back and just kind of get back to enjoying it.
Right.
Spend less hours in there, so I'll be in my computer more often, so we could probably set something up.
All right, cool. Well, you guys follow both of us, so stay tuned to our channels, and we'll announce it one way or the other. And we'll see you guys on next Tuesday.
Yeah, see you next week.
Have a good night.
Peace.
Thanks for watching.